up, nerds and nerdettes and wee little nerdlings all? It's your buddy Big John and G, the Two Gun Vixen presents Legendary Gaming. Midday Monologue Monday. I like these little chats that we have, things that are on my mind that I like to talk about and get an idea of what you think about what's on my mind. So today I want to talk about something that's overwhelming. I think that's the best word for it. What's going on and what has been going on pretty much, if you think about it, use a little bit of hindsight. This has been a problem more or less since the beginning, but I think that we can all see that over the last several years, this has really exploded. This has become mind-numbing. It's so bad, this situation. So why don't we go down to the table, and I want to talk about what's been infiltrating the board gaming community for a while now. So I'll join you down there, and let's talk about the cult of the new. What's next? Oh, come on, no. More? Again? Really? More. Well, why? How come? When is it gonna stop? Every time I turn around, there's more new stuff. Cult of the new, it is. It's a term that I've been hearing a lot of over the last few years. And I've gotten to understand, I think I understand the problem with this and why the term is a little cringeworthy. So let's examine exactly what this whole sensation, the whole expression of Cult of the New is as far as board gaming goes. The constant deluge that we as gamers, collectors, and just players of games, the constant deluge that we have been getting of the new, constantly falling on us every day like a ton of bricks is maddening. It's enough to make someone choke on everything that's being published right now. And we see this a lot with the bigger name companies as well as with Kickstarter. Now, I'm sorry to say that one of my favorite companies, Fantasy Flight Games, primarily do currently right now because of the Marvel Champions, the card game that I am such a completionist about. They're one of the ones to blame because it's companies like them that are constantly putting out new expansion material for their already existing lines. Now, is this a bad thing? Well, I don't think it necessarily is, because they're a company, they're a business, and this is what they do, is they make money off of publishing games. So if there's a popular game, like Marvel Champions, the card game, then from a business standpoint, it's ridiculous to not keep putting out some new material for the public that's eating this up. Now, by itself, that isn't a great big problem. But again, companies like this aren't doing this with just one game. They're doing it with as many titles as they possibly can. And add on to that the culprit of Kickstarter. And I've pointed my finger at Kickstarter a few times over the years, mostly in monologues, I guess. But it's true, because now not only do we have a lot, I was going to say thousands, I don't know how many there are, but we have a hell of a lot of publishing companies out there. But with Kickstarter, we now have the ability to have even more games that wouldn't be sold through publishers, that self-published games or small publishers, publishing houses just starting up, are able to do things through crowdfunding such as Kickstarter. They're not alone in this. They're just, as far as I can tell, the biggest name in what they do. So because of this, we are constantly having new games shoved right in our face. Now, there's only so many hours in the day for publishers to be able to publish material to push their newest titles and games. So this is where the community of influencers, and as I like to call myself, an informer, where we come into the picture, where they rely on us to talk about their products as much as possible. It's free advertising for them. But now, is it free advertising? Because when we look at a lot of the bigger channels, the more professional channels, what we see is a different aspect of the cult of the new. Not just is it a constant deluge of new products being thrown in our faces, but another aspect of this is the content that is created due to all these new games that are coming out. And there's a lot of individuals out there who will put up videos talking about how this or that may be the greatest new game that they've ever played, but then that's it, right? You see them talking about the game in preview, you'll see them do an unboxing of the game when it comes out, you'll see them do a playthrough of the game, and then they'll discuss the game. And then after that, you almost never hear of the game again, because they're moving on to the next and the next products, because that's their job. That's what they have to do in order to get free stuff, in order to be given kickbacks, whether it's true monetary money, whether you're dealing with scratch, or whether you're dealing in product, or maybe free tickets to go to the conventions, maybe free hotel rooms while you're there, free swag, extra stuff. Those are all forms of payment in one way or the other. So therefore, they don't have time to continue talking about standard favorite games of theirs. What they really do, when the camera's not on, and when they're not practicing through the new game, when they have their own personal time, the games that they then like to go back and play again and again and again and again, you're never going to see in the content, because they don't have enough time for it, because they have to constantly produce the cult of the new material, because that's literally their job, to push it. And because of this, it makes me wonder how many of these games, the cult of the new games that are constantly being shoved in our faces every day by the same people and individuals, do they actually play these games? I mean, other than having to learn the game for the video and to play through it once or twice so you can have a basic idea of what to say about it, when they're not just quoting things that the publishers already published about the game, are they actually playing it on their time off? Because that's a huge deal. No matter how many times someone might say this particular game is the best game I've ever played, if they're not playing it whenever they can, then I doubt them. And why shouldn't I? Actions speak louder than words. So show me that you enjoy playing these games that you talk so much about by actually putting them on your channel more often. That's what I try to do. These games I don't get a chance to play because maybe a bigger reason, like setup time is just so massively large, and I know on a particular day I'm not going to have time for that. But you do get to see me here playing a lot of the same games over and over and over again on camera. And that's because they're genuinely giving me joy. I'm part of the cult of the new too, though. I'm not saying that I'm immune to this. With me, there are certain things that when they come out, I like to put something up right away. For the Return to Dark Tower and for the new Hero Quest, I made sure that those videos were up ASAP. But that's not because I'm one way, one form or another being paid to be part of the cult of the new. Because I do that so infrequently, I really hope you understand that's telling you how much a game means to me. That I am rushing to put it on our channel. And as I keep saying, I am 3 months, most of the time within at least 3 months ahead of schedule. I have unboxings a year and a half ahead of schedule. So yeah, when I drop something that's current, that's telling you a hell of a lot. Because I don't have to. I am choosing to. But the cult of the new, it's like I understand the need for it from a business point of view. These companies, these publishers, that's what they're there for. They are in the business, literally, by the definition of the word, they're in the business of publishing board games. So they need to keep this new content and the expansion content constantly coming down the pipeline. But does that necessarily mean it's a good thing just because I understand why it's in existence? Sure, there are games I am happy about that come out with expansions. Sure, there are titles that I'm happy that are just coming out. Basically, I was going crazy over Hero Quest and Return to Dark Tower before they even came out. I had about 3 or 4 videos on each of those games before I even had a copy of them. But again, that's because I was personally so hyped. But generally speaking, what do you think about this cult of the new? Do you think that it does push out good games that should be getting a lot more coverage? Do you think that it doesn't matter because there's always going to be such a huge amount being poured down the pipe at us that you're going to put up a video and then you're going to have a new one for a new game the next day, and a new one for a new game the next day, and a new one for a new game the next day, and etc., etc., etc. So it doesn't matter, Big John. Where are you sitting on this? Because I'm a little bit on the fence, but I at the same time, I know it annoys me. It really does. So I just wanted to bring that up because it is a topic that myself and several others have been talking about, and now I wanted to bring it out to all of you. So let's open this up. Come on, let's eat up that comment section with what you really think. Don't hold back. I mean, don't be mean to anyone. Please, I'll have to take that out of the comment section. But still, I want you to be honest. I want you to be honest about how you feel about the cult of the new constantly being shoved in your face. All right, let me know. I'm your buddy Big John and G, the Two Gun Pixel presents Legendary Gaming, and I am out of here.